How is it going, guys? Your boy Shadmaster here, just popping in for a video here. This is actually going to be my first video, so that's really exciting. And I know there's a lot of videos on the internet of just fishing stuff in general, but you guys picked this one, which is really cool. Thank you guys for that. And so, just as a quick introductory video, getting right into it. I lived in Virginia for 10 years and was never able to fish just because it was so expensive. And now I'm 16, I'm a junior in high school, and just a few months ago we moved to northern Georgia, where we currently are. And I was able to get a rod and reel, and my dad and I started to fish just on the weekends. And now it's kind of turned into this really cool hobby, something I'd really like to pursue one day. Just like everybody wants to be able to, but we'll see where that goes. But that's really my story, and now I'm gonna jump into some rod and reel specs, and we'll go from there. This is a Powell Inferno, a very nice rod, very lightweight rod. This is the medium heavy version. It's good for jerkbaits, crankbaits, spooks, and traps. All of those great for top water, great for crankbaits of all sorts. It really has a lot of bend down in the middle. It's not all in frame, but trust me, it's bending really close to the sixth eye. Speaking of eyes, it is equipped with micro guides up here at the top. That really is a very nice feature. It takes some weight off, which in turn makes it so you don't fatigue as easily and as quickly if you're making a few hundred casts a day. Me personally, I'm out on any given lake for a good 4 hours before I pack up. So that's very nice. We have a split cork grip down here. Very nice EVA foam cork, I guess is what you could call it. To the reel seat now, very nice, very sturdy. It's just your standards. You screw it down, the reel sits on top. Let's see, full graphite rod, so very sensitive and also very lightweight. This was, in my opinion, lighter than even G Loomis rods, which are a good $150 more than this rod. So I was very impressed with that, especially at its good $100 price range. And up here, you see down by the trigger and the handle here, there's actually exposed blank right here. That is very good for when you're palming the reel, when you're reeling it in. This is a bait casting reel, in case you guys didn't know that. This gives off a lot of sensitivity as you're reeling any given bait in. You can tell what you're rubbing up against with your bait. If you're throwing a crankbait, it's very easy to feel what's a rock and what's a weed. Texas rigging stuff as well, throwing into heavy cover. I do a little bit of everything with this rod since it's my only rod at the time. I might be changing that sometime soon. We'll see where that goes though. So overall, a very good rod. I would recommend this. Anyone who wants to have a good all-arounder, really. I like this. I've thrown a variety of baits, swim baits, crankbaits, jigs, inline spinners, spinner baits, and stuff like that. They've all performed very well on this rod, and this is my rod personally, so I love it. But if you don't want to go by my opinion on it, go over to your Cabela's or Bass Pro, hold one yourself, and you will not regret it. I guarantee it. Also here, going over to the reels, I'm going to be reviewing mine and my dad's. But right now, this is going to be mine. This one right here is let's see if we can get this, Shimano Curado HG, which is the 7:2-to-1 gear ratio. It's a very smooth reel. It's got 10 bearings in it, which is very nice, and it reels like butter. It also helps that I just cleaned and oiled it the other day, which is it's performing very nicely after that. I have this paired with Suffix 832 30-pound braid. Very good line, haven't broken off yet, and that's really cool. I really think this line is paired well with the reel. Paddles are a nice, I guess, rubber coated grip to it, so it's very comfortable. It's a smaller arm, I would say, smaller reeling arm, but that's fine. It's got your standard star drag with a very audible click to it. It's very satisfying. You know when you're tightening down your drag. You got your cast control knob right here. That is very nice for when you're when you're dialing in your rod at the beginning. And over here with the Shimano Curado series, there's a little switch down here. You flip that, you rotate over, and your entire braking system is right here open. With just you have your brake collars and your track and the race and everything like that. It's very, very convenient for when you're changing brakes on the go. I've used this a couple times. I'm now down to 2 brakes on right now, both of them across from each other, and I have that on about a 3 setting, which basically I'll get to that now. Right here is a little dial that lets you set how responsive your brakes are, which is very nice for when you're throwing heavier lures. Sometimes when you're throwing in the wind as well, it's a very big factor you got to take into consideration, especially when you're throwing those lighter baits in the wind. You really want this turned up because you'll have nasty backlashes if you don't. Just cosmetic. It's very nice looking reel. It's very sleek looking. It's got a gunmetal gray, almost a little bluish hue to it, which is a very nice color. I think it looks very good on the Powell. And if you're into this will be a good reel performance wise, and also it'll look nice, which is also a good plus. So that's that one right there. This one right here, this is my dad's. This is a Lew's BB1 Pro Series speed spool. Very nice reel, a little bit wider than mine, the Curado. I'd say by 1/4 inch to maybe 1/2 inch. Don't quote me on that, you can look at the specs yourself. Paddles on here are a little wider, so it is a little bit easier to hold on to. And again, a very smooth reel, a 10 bearing reel, a 7 1-to-1 ratio, so almost the same. I think it's 1 inch per turn less than my reel, but that's fine. I do understand that this is a very fast reel for throwing crankbaits, but I really wanted a reel that could do everything, and I didn't think I could do that with a 5-4-to-1 or a 6-4-to-1 even. So I went with that faster one, just so if I needed to slow it down, I can just, you know, start cranking a little slower. I know some of you guys don't like to do that. You like to have a more active reeling pattern, and that's cool too. I just wanted something that could do a little bit of everything. Again, paired with Suffix 832 30-pound braid, and let's see. Again, your standard drag star and your cast control knob. Your braking, the braking settings over there, and what's really cool about this is very functional as well, to be able to see your braking system very quickly. You pull this pin right here, rotate up, and you pull the side plate off. Your brakes are completely exposed right there, as well as the race on the inside of your side plate. Very nice. Haven't needed to oil it yet because it's really a really smooth reel so far. I do recommend you clean any reel after every use. Just run it under a hose or take a damp paper towel to it. That's what I do. Just so you can extend the longevity of your reel and have it perform to the best of its ability, as if you just bought it at the store, which is really how these two are performing so far. Again, this is a very it's a little bit of a bigger reel, and it is still sleek. It's very easy to palm. I would say if you have a smaller hand, I might not go with this reel because it might be a little bit harder to palm. I can definitely tell a difference. I have massive hands, but it is a little bit harder to palm than my Curado. That's just personal preference though. If you really wanted to use this, I would, you know, recommend you do it. If you really wanted to sacrifice some of that, some of the functionality and the agility of it, and a little bit of control there, here and there. But overall, a very, very nice reel. A little bit lighter also than my Curado. You'd think it'd be a little, it feels lighter to me. I actually don't know the specs on it. It feels lighter. It might just be because it looks bigger and it's comparable. But to me, I like both of these reels equally. And my dad loves this one. I love my Curado. So I just decided to review those for you. Again, thank you guys so much for choosing my video. I know there's a lot of other videos where you could have clicked on, but you clicked this one. Again, thank you guys. I would also love some feedback. Being my first video, I know I am doing something wrong probably, so I'm sure you guys will let me know that. But give me some constructive criticism. Give me some feedback on the video to let me know what you guys want in the future and how I can improve the video or audio quality. I think I've got a pretty good camera. I'm trying to work on some audio. We'll see where that goes though. But thank you guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. So this is Shad Meister signing out.